All right, and welcome back to Unit 7 Interchange 2. What do you use this for? In our previous lesson, we were checking how to describe the uses and purposes of technology or different items using to and for. In this lesson, which is Grammar Focus Part B, we're going to be talking about giving suggestions using imperatives. So let's jump right into it. All right, so as I said, we're going to be talking about imperatives and infinitives for given suggestions. You have this image on your book, and there are different phrases here, different starters that we're going to be using to explain different situations. We have be sure to, make sure to, remember to, don't forget to, or try not to. So the intention in this particular grammar is that I'm going to be presenting you a picture, and from that picture I want you to give suggestions or recommendations using these expressions that are in bold, the ones that are darker, and check that all of them have the preposition to, meaning that the action is expressed in infinitive. All right? Very good. So let's check the examples about this particular picture. In this picture, if you are at the bank or if you go to the bank, be sure to have your ID with you. You have the infinitive in here in orange. Make sure to have money in your account. Of course, imagine if you don't have money, then you go to the bank and you have to go back home with empty pockets. Then next one, remember to respect the line. It's really disrespectful when people cut in line and they do not follow the order in which people arrive to the bank. Next, don't forget to take off your cap or hat. That's very important. If you don't take off your cap or your hat, then the police officer or the security guard is going to ask you to take it off. And finally, try not to use your phone. At some banks, they prohibit or they ban people from using their phones when they are making the line to go to the bank teller. So try not to use your phone so that they don't call your attention. Right? So as you see, this is very straightforward. This is very simple and easy. There's not much to explain. The only particular thing that I want you to remember is that we are going to be using infinitive, and of course that you have to be creative with the verb that you choose to express the idea that you want to say. So we are going to do the same happen here. We have a picture and 5 examples that we created, and I want you to do the same with the following ones. For example, if you go to a resort, make sure to, be sure to, don't forget to, try not to. What I want you to do in this particular exercise is to use your imagination to give recommendations based on a resort. What are some good recommendations before you go to a resort or while you are at the resort? Please write those sentences down, 5 sentences, and let's go to the next picture. What if you visit Santo Domingo? This is Santo Domingo here. See, this is the Columbus house, El Alcázar de Colón, and this is a beautiful area of our city. So if, let's say, a tourist comes to Santo Domingo, what recommendations, what imperative recommendations will you give that person to do while they're in our city? Next one. What if you buy a cell phone? If you are going to buy a cell phone, what are some important aspects to consider? Do's and don'ts. Think about that and write sentences using the expressions that we saw in this first slide. All right. So after the cell phone, we have, let's say you go on a date. If you go on a date with someone else, with a person you're getting to know and you feel kind of in love, what are some good recommendations to give about this particular situation? And last but not least, what if you're sick? Let's say you're really sick, you have the flu. I hope it's not coronavirus, but if you're sick, what are some recommendations you would give to someone using the imperatives that we saw in this first slide? So please do that. Thank you very much for your attention and participation watching this video. make sure you not only watch the video, but you also write the sentences in a piece of paper in your notebook or on your computer and share with your teacher for further correction, right? Well, thank you very much. For me, it was a pleasure to be your teacher today, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.